The Spanish captain had 7 seconds left to live and spent 4 of them laughing. The ambush happened in a natural silence, no war cries, just the whisper of silk and sharpened steel. By the time the Admiralty found the galleon, the gold was untouched. The only thing missing was the royal blackmail ledger. "Tell the king," a woman's voice purred from the shadows. "We prefer our secrets in writing." History claims women couldn't command a fleet, but Commander Thorne wasn't hunting a myth, he was hunting her. And suddenly, the lantern went out.
Valeria didn't recruit sailors, she collected ghosts. Women erased by society, hiding a stolen galleon in the Devil's Jaw reef. Their prize wasn't silver, it was the archive, a rumoured naval vault containing a blank royal pardon for every soul aboard. A clean slate, Valeria promised, tracing the hidden burn scar on her neck. But Isolde, draped in stolen aristocrat velvet, filed her nails with a dagger. Pardons are just paper, Captain. Paper burns. Ilara watched Isolde's reflection in the spyglass. Someone had already unlocked the armory, and Thorne's frigate was just spotted. The map to the archive didn't come in a bottle. It came carved into the wooden leg of a frozen mutineer. Valeria hacked it free while ice rimed her coat. But Mabel, the half-blind navigator, ran her fingers over the grooves and frowned. The wood is weeping. As sea spray hit the timber, the supposedly fixed coordinates began to shift, revealing a second, highly suicidal route through the drowning narrows. Valeria smirked, shivering. Good, I hate traffic. But the compass in her hand violently spun north. They were sailing directly into a naval blockade. Visibility vanished. The fog was thick enough to choke on. The only way through the narrows was blind navigation, trusting Mabel's unsettling whispers from the bow. "Port," she hummed. "Now starboard. The rocks are hungry." They were slipping past Thorne's cannons in dead silence until a lantern shattered on the upper deck. Flames licked the rigging, a beacon in the grey soup. Isolde stood over the broken glass, her expression perfectly blank. "Clumsy me," Isolde whispered. Before Ilara could draw her flintlock, a 30-pound cannonball tore through the mainmast, raining splinters like shrapnel. Fire in the rigging, water in the hull. The ocean woke up, violently pitching the ship to extinguish the flames, only to drag them toward a jagged reef. Valeria commanded the helm, fighting the wheel as her claustrophobia choked her. The encroaching fog felt like a cage. A grappling hook bit into their railing. Thorne wasn't just firing, he was boarding. A terrifyingly familiar voice echoed across the splintered gap. "Still afraid of the dark, Valeria?" She drew her cutlass, grinning through sheer panic. "Only when you're in it, Thorne." Then the deck collapsed. Swords clashed in the suffocating mist. Ilara fought with brutal efficiency, her eyes never leaving Isolde. The elegant rival wasn't fighting Thorne's men, she was politely stepping out of their way. Valeria parried a heavy strike from Thorne, their blades locking inches from her face. He didn't want the ship, he was staring at the silver key hanging from her neck. "You're always too sentimental," he mocked. Before Valeria could counter, Isolde kicked Valeria's legs out from under her. "Apologies, Captain," Isolde purred, "but the Navy pays in gold, not promises." Darkness, the one thing Valeria feared more than death. Isolde had thrown her into the ship's own brig, locking the iron grate. Above her, the battle raged, but down here, the walls were shrinking. Her breath came in ragged gasps. She clawed at the burn scar on her throat. Not again. Never again. Mabel's face suddenly appeared in the grate, upside down, her blind eye milky white in the gloom. "The lock is rusted," Mabel whispered, slipping a crude iron hairpin through the bars. "But the water is rising. You have 3 minutes." Water surged around Valeria's knees, freezing and black. She jammed the hairpin into the lock. Her hands violently shook. 1 click. 2. The door swung open just as the sea swallowed the floorboards. She burst onto the deck, gasping for air, only to find Thorne holding the fabled wooden leg. He smashed it open. Inside wasn't a map to the archive. It was a single rolled parchment. Thorne unrolled it and froze. "It's blank," he whispered, horrified. Valeria laughed, wiping blood from her mouth. "We're already dead, Thorne. Who needs a pardon?" Thorne's obsession wasn't about justice. It was about survival. The Admiralty had realized he was letting Valeria escape for years. The blank parchment wasn't a pardon for her. It was a trap set for him. "They know," Alara realized, stepping from the shadows, her pistol aimed squarely at the commander's back. Thorne lowered his sword, his rigid discipline cracking. "If I don't bring your head to London, Valeria, I hang." Isolde smiled cruelly, spinning a loaded musket. What a delicious dilemma. Then Mabel pointed a bony finger at the churning sea. "Leviathan wakes." The ocean didn't care about royal pardons. A rogue wave, black as pitch, slammed into the broadside. Gravity vanished. The crew was thrown across the tilted deck as a violent hurricane consumed the sky. The sea was an intelligent, hostile beast demanding a sacrifice. Thorne grabbed the rigging, reaching out to save Valeria as she slid toward the edge. "Take my hand!" "I'd rather drown, darling," Valeria spat, driving her dagger into the deck to stop her fall. Suddenly, Isolde lunged, not for Valeria, but for the blank parchment in Thorne's coat. Isolde ripped the parchment from Thorne's pocket, her velvet coat soaked in sea foam. "Mine," she hissed, aiming her pistol at Valeria. But she forgot about the eccentric woman reading the wind. Mabel didn't draw a weapon. She simply cut the halyard rope holding the main sail. A massive wooden beam swung violently across the deck. It struck Isolde square in the chest, launching her over the railing into the boiling black water. "The sea always takes her cut," Mabel hummed, tilting her head. The parchment fluttered into the air, caught in the hurricane's vortex. The parchment spiraled upward, snagged on the highest, splintered spar of the main mast. Valeria didn't hesitate. She climbed. The wind tore at her clothes, the wood groaning under her boots. But Thorne was faster, his naval training making him a spider in the rigging. He reached the top, his fingers brushing the paper. "It's mine, Valeria!" he roared over the thunder. Valeria looked down. The deck was a terrifying drop, her claustrophobia replaced by the dizzying void of the sky. She drew her flintlock. "Then take it to hell!" She pulled the trigger. The flint sparked, but the powder was soaked. No gunshot. Thorne lunged across the yardarm, tackling Valeria. They dangled 100 feet above the churning abyss, fighting not with swords, but with desperate, bloody hands. He pressed his forearm against her throat, directly over her burn scar. "Yield!" Her vision blurred. The suffocating feeling returned, but this wasn't a cage. This was the open sky. Valeria smiled, her mask of confidence finally genuine. "I don't know the word." She pulled the silver pin from the rigging block holding them both up. The timber snapped. They plummeted. The wind screamed in their ears as the mast collapsed into the sea. Thorne clutched the blank parchment, his eyes wide with the realization that his obsession was his grave. He hit the water and vanished beneath the foam. Valeria braced for death, but a thick rope wrapped brutally around her waist, snapping a rib but halting her fall. Ilara stood at the winch below, muscles straining, securing the line. "I'm deducting that rope from your share, Captain." Valeria swung into the fractured hull, coughing up seawater, alive. But the ocean suddenly grew terrifyingly, impossibly calm. The storm broke as quickly as it came. The Royal Navy would report Thorne's ship lost at sea. No mention of the women who fought him. Valeria stood at the shattered helm, the brand on her neck exposed, breathing free air. They had no pardons, no gold, and half a ship. But they had the horizon.
Mabel stared into the misty water, pulling a soaked velvet coat from the waves. Isolde's coat, but it was empty. Valeria's compass spun wildly, pointing toward the deep. The sea had taken its toll, but what had it given back?